You might want to check the label the next time you buy chicken at your grocery store because it might have come from a lab backed by Bill Gates. If you guessed Bill Gates for your lab-grown meat, if Bill Gates was on your lab-grown meat bingo card, then you win the night.
Okay. Do you picture this like in Star Wars, where she like 1/4 portion, and then she puts water in it?
Yeah,
becomes big.
Disgusting. That's what I picture, and that's actually what it is. We're going to show you some video of this in a second here. That it might have come from lab. The meat that you buy at the grocery store might have come from a lab backed by Bill Gates instead of a farm. This story might leave you questioning the very essence of our food supply. Over the past few days, the United States Department of Agriculture, the kids call it the USDA for short, has just approved the sale of lab-grown meat from not one, but two companies funded by Bill Gates. That's right, folks. The man who wants to control every aspect of our lives is now trying to dictate what we eat. The two companies that just won approval are company number one called Good Meat. The company number two is Upside Foods. First, can we just take notice of their names? Good Meat and Upside Foods. Good Meat's parent company is called Eat Just. In other words, the meat you currently are eating from a farm is bad meat or somehow unethical, is what they're saying with these names, right? I work at Just, or Eat Just, because I'm a just person.
Oh, it'll work. It'll work. Look at all the people that buy all natural and all that from the grocery stores, because it just sounds, like it's the right thing to do.
For sure.
I eat at Good Meat. Oh, I get my meat from Good Meat. So it's not a slaughtered meat, it's good meat.
And
it's
what's the name of the Impossible Meat? The burgers that have...
The Impossible Burger, yeah.
And
yeah,
there's the other one.
Yep.
There's what's the competitor to that?
Beyond Meat?
Beyond. Okay.
Beyond,
yeah.
Beyond.
Okay.
So...
All right, Shalom. This is Harwan Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Well, you got a lot of people know of this news dealing with the synthetic meats, forever foods or forever chemicals that they got in certain juice products and certain food products. Now you have Bill Gates been talking about this for years, and it started with China as well. I remember a video from years back when China took feces or poop and they changed it into synthetic meat or steak that you could eat, and they was talking about putting it on the shelves. I'm pretty sure it's most likely on the shelves by now. You also have this ground beef with some type of pink slime in it, but some say those are for forever chemicals and all that. We already know about the GMOs, the what they call Frankenstein foods. So that's nothing but the rich controlling the poor. All right, the super rich, people like Bill hates, and he his whole aim is to become a what do you call it, a super billionaire, a super trillionaire, something like that. And they're pushing this satanic agenda, all right, because there's nothing but wickedness on the left hand side, just wicked, and everything they do is evil and grievous to the world, and especially to the Lord's people that want to live righteously, that don't want to eat pork or eat fake foods, chemicals. So let me get this real quick. Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. All right, and that's what this is really about, the sons of God that are upon this earth. the Lord's hidden ones. What they're doing is setting traps in place to cause, people that want to do things right, people that want to eat clean foods, causing them to stumble. All right, and ultimately, it's a trap that's being set up for the time of Jacob's trouble. For 2/3. Now it says here, Romans 8 and 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. And so this scripture shows you that the Most High is controlling everything. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. All right, this is Tobit, chapter 13, verse 1. It says, Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing. All right, and he was around during the 6th century BCE, during the time of Sennacherib. All right. It says, Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, Blessed be Yahweh that liveth forever, and blessed be his kingdom. All right, his kingdom is going to be what? Established in righteousness. We're going to eat purely slaughtered foods, and they're going to be pure and clean, unspotted, well fed, lamb, steak. We're going to have farms again. You're going to have your own pastures and lands full of lambs that you can pluck from, and fruit from the trees, and vegetables. See, that's what the Lord said. He that letteth will now let until he be taken out of the way. So you got Esau is like a cancer in the way, stopping and stunting the world's growth, like a cancer. So you gotta be removed, just like a cancer, by the one that put him there, the Most High Yahweh. The Lord created the wicked, for the evil day. So it's just like a theater. All right. You have good and you have evil. The Lord set it up that way. It says, For he doeth scourge and have mercy. So it's the Most High that scourged us for not listening. And it's him that can have the mercy, meaning free us from this bondage, protect us from the wiles of the devil, Esau's trickery, and their dainties, and their meat, and their lies, and also their trap. The Lord is set to deliver and save his elect of Israel. He leadeth down to hell. So the Lord led us into this condition, all right, into captivity here in America and around the world, and bringeth up again. So he bringeth up the beggar out of the dunghill, and that beggar is a parable dealing with Lazarus. And Lazarus is another word for the word Jacob. So the Lord led Jacob into hell, meaning right here in this place, America, or captivity, and bringeth up again. So he's the one that's going to bring us out of the situation. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand. So even these heathens cannot avoid his hand. 2/3 cannot avoid his hand. All right. So he said, deliver us from his hand. And the Lord uses men as his hand upon the earth. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, as Esau, which is thy sword. So the Lord set up Esau for Revelation chapter 6 to bring the destruction, the pale horse and famine and death. The Lord chose Esau for that and created him for it. It says, from men which are thy hand. All right, so from men, which are thy hand, O Yahweh, they're the hand on the left-hand side. From men of the world, which have their portion in this life, so in this current world, this kingdom, Esau's kingdom, they have their portion now. They're not going to have any portion in the righteous kingdom for Jacob or for Israel. And whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasures, they are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babes, just like Bill hates. You know, they pass down riches to each other. You know, then the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. All right, verse 8, Psalm 17 and 8. Keep me as the apple of the eye. So we're asking the Lord to focus on us and watch over us. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. So hide us under his protection, under his chariots, in this covering of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and his truth. From the wicked that oppress me. See, the wicked Esau that oppress the children of Israel. From my deadly enemies who compass me about. So they're deadly. You know, people shocked like, yo, this stuff gonna kill people. But they're a deadly nation. That's all they've been known for. Esau. All right, so the Lord warned us that this nation is a perverse, and he said there's no more of a profane person than Esau. Deuteronomy 28 and 49, Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far. So the Lord brought these Edomites against us, and they wound up being the most perverse nation ever. All right, our deadly enemy. From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, that's the symbol, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. So you speak English, you know. A nation of fierce countenance, man, putting fear in people, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young, man. All right, so that's what they do. They don't regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young in this society. You have abortions, you know. That's what Bill hates is part of. His grandmother or his mother or somebody that's grandmother. I forgot her name, but she the one that established Planned Parenthood. And for the old, look at the 401k system that they're shutting down. Look at how they treat them in these hospitals. If they get a certain age and they end up in the hospital, they're going to end up in the spirit world. Put it plain. All right, let's get to the point. Romans 8 and 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. So the one, Yahweh is controlling everything. You know, he handed us over to these heathens, and now the Lord is going to take his elect back, take his people back, starting with the elect. But because the creature itself also shall be delivered, talking about the elect of Israel, or Israel in general, from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. All right, so everything that Esau does, it causes groaning and destruction and grievousness. So the whole creation is groaning together, the whole earth. Until now, with Esau in rulership. This is Psalms 10 and 3. No, 2. The wicked in his pride, see, they're in their pride, they're rich, they're super rich. So they look at that as being God-like. They think gain is godliness. They really believe that. They think they're the gods right now. but they call them technocrats. They really believe that they are the powers. You know, they playing God. That's what the scriptures say. Think of themselves to be God when they are no gods. The wicked in his pride, that goes with Esau in the book of Obadiah, in their rulership do persecute the poor. Let them, but the scriptures say they persecuting the poor, but check this out. Proverbs 10 and 15. See, the Lord warns us that the triumphing of the wicked is short. You know, Proverbs 10 and 15, the rich man's wealth is his strong city. So they getting rich off America. All right, even Bill Gates is trying to build, what do they call it? Digital cities, electronic cities. All right. So his wealth is in his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. You see that? So that's going to become their downfall. The labor of the righteous tendeth to life. So our labor is in this truth, and it's going to lead to life for the elect, and ultimately for the nation of Israel, and bringing life to the earth. Right now, everything is dying in a state of spiritual death. The fruit of the wicked to sin. So everything that Esau does, their fruit, and what they're feeding people, it leads people to sin and eat pork and abominable foods and do wicked things. All right, so Psalms 10 and 3. 2. The wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. All right, so they're harassing the poor. Let them, and the poor represents Israel. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. So that's going to be their downfall. Everything they're imagining, when they make a move against the children of Israel, that's when the Lord going to make a move against them. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire. You know, forever meats, synthetic meat, controlling all the farms, controlling the seeds, basically full world control, world dominance, new world order. All right, so they're boasting of their heart's desires. And blesseth the covetous, so they bless the greedy. So if you want to be a part of their plan, they'll give you money and power or fame. That goes into the Illuminati. Whom Yahweh abhorreth, so they bless the ones that the Lord hates, man. See that? So everything is adversarial to righteousness. It's against righteousness in this kingdom. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance. All right, it's a nation of fierce countenance. So their pride, through their dominance, through their rulership, all right, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts, right? So everything they think of is always wickedness. The science, and on the left-hand side. So they said they're going to do they had a company called Good Meats and Just Meats, meaning if you eat this meat, you're just. If you eat the synthetic meat, you're a just person. If you eat slaughtered meat, then you're a bad person. That's what they're trying to say. Allegedly. All right, so the Lord, scriptures say, his ways are always grievous. So everything they do is grievous. Everything. Look at all the stuff they're coming up with. It's nothing but poison. Creates cancers. They talking shit here in Florida. They just approved for them to use radioactive waste to create to make street pavement with, or put down the streets. which is ultimately going to be bad for the workers that put this, lay down the street and pavements. You know, just their mindset, right? The greenhouse gases. Look at these words, these legal terms they're creating. So all their ways are grievous. Look at this recent lockdown and what they did to the world. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. So they don't understand. Esau know about the prophecies, but they can't understand what they're being led to, which is their destruction. All right, they can't understand righteousness. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. So he said, he ain't gonna do nothing. Hey, look at Russia. Look at America with Russia. Everything Russia do, they just moved over to Cuba, established established their connection with Cuba. I think Cuba is 90 kilometers or miles away. So it's not that far where Russia can shoot missiles over here to America. All right, it's a strategic vantage point. So as for his enemies, even America's puffing at Russia. Like, they ain't gonna do nothing. They're just doing that to taunt America. Nah, they moving in for war. You know, Russia. So he puffeth at his enemies. And Esau's main enemy is Jacob. So he like, they ain't gonna do nothing. God ain't with them. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved. See? Esau is saying, yo, you know what? Let's go ahead and get rid of Jacob so we can keep the blessing. But that 2nd Ezra chapter 6, the scriptures speak clearly. And in Genesis 25, I think, or 27, it speaks about Jacob ruling after Esau. This is the Most High's will. He controls everything. But Esau has said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So everything they pushing is mischief. They're mischievous and vain individuals. Look like computer geeks. Look like nice and try to look all innocent. This is 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel, so don't marvel at, don't be shocked. Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So they try to act innocent. All right, and they've established this country to try to act innocent. When this country is pushing draconian measures from Europe, pushing all that Satanism and control from the elites over there that's ruling the globalists. All right, so they have transformed themselves into a messenger of wisdom and righteousness, but they're really pushing nothing but wickedness. We got the answers. We're the technocrats. We're the enlightened ones. They're the Illuminati. They call themselves messengers of light. Well, no, they're messengers of darkness. Their light is darkness. All right, how great is that darkness? Psalms 10 and 10. He croucheth. See, Esau crouched, meaning set themselves up as politicians, computer geeks, preachers, you know, act like caring individuals. But it says he croucheth. You don't see them up there with military weapons, you know, all kind of, you know, what you call them people, man? People that worked on in the movies when we was little, like on Frankenstein, you know, just scary looking doctor. Instead, they look innocent, they look peaceful. They try to look like bookworms, and they don't look like killers. Put it like that. But neither did Obama. And do some research on what he was into and the buttons that he pushed. None of these presidents, they don't look like killers, but a lot of them push the buttons. Look at Bush, George Bush, and the war in Iraq and such. All right, so verse 9, he lieth and waits. Oh, where was that, Salakia? Okay, verse 10. He croucheth and humbleth himself. See, they transform themselves into angels of light. Try to look innocent, like they pushing a good thing, but they say they're going to trust science, and trust AI, and trust forever meats and fake foods and synthetic meat. Trust these corporations. So he croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones, man. All right. He have said in his heart, Yahweh have forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it. So they don't think the Lord is looking. They don't think he exists. All right, this is Psalms 141, and start from verse 4. Incline not my heart to any evil thing. So we're praying the Lord, because he controls everything. The way man's goings are of the Lord. That's why I tell my children, they pray day and night over their food. And when it becomes repetitive, I always remind them. I ask them, I say, do you remember or know why you're all praying over your food? And my children will say, because the enemy has compromised our food, have poisoned it, or it may be things in the food that we don't know of. So we ask the Lord to protect us from the things that we don't see, and even the things that we do see. We ask the Lord to cover us and protect us from it. That's where true health and healing comes from, the Most High. All right, so they're trying to attack the foods now. They know they see everybody moving towards vegetables, cooking their own meats at home instead of going to these restaurants. So now they're poisoning the food. Well, the Lord said that we're going to eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. Even the bread is poisoned. One of the top leaders of cancer in America, causing what do you call that? Wheat belly, because they put gluten or gliadin inside the bread at a molecular level. In the seed, they injected with glue since the 1970s. And when that seed grows into wheat and they mix it with more glue so they can shape the bread. And then you have preservatives. All right, so this is nothing new, but they call themselves trying to save the earth, putting the earth before man. That's what the whole depopulation situation is about. Global warming, right? This agenda they're pushing called global warming. It says in verse 4, Psalms 141 and 4, incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, man. And that's Esau, the mystery of iniquity. So we're praying for the Lord to not allow us and to keep us from the enemy, and not allow us to go along with their agenda, like 2/3 of our people wind up doing. Look at Desirous, gave in, like, he broke. They broke him. In that camp, in the IUIC as well. Look at these churches. Look what they did during the lockdowns, is what I'm saying. All right, they practice wicked works with men that work iniquity. Everything they do is grievous and wickedness, and we should not be taking part in that. All right. And let me not eat of their dainties, man. So let us not eat of their dainties, everything they're offering, basically, and going into the food as well. You know. So let me get this right. So Proverbs 23:1, when thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee. See, these scriptures go hand in hand. So now we're at the table, and these devils are at the table too. You know, and now is the time to show restraint. Now is the time to show chasteness, and to keep ourselves, and pray the Lord keep us from the wiles of the devil, from their trickery. Verse 1 says, when thou sittest to eat with the ruler, and Esau is the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee. So the Lord saying, consider, look at everything that's going on right here. What are they pushing right now? Everything that's going on before thee. That's why the Lord said, be circumspect. You know, everything they're pushing, their digital system, their satanic agenda, their wicked music. Be careful what you listen to. Allow your mind, be careful what you allow your eyes, ears, and mind to receive. All right? You even got to be careful what you smell nowadays. They got shit that'll take over your damn mind if you take one whiff. You know? So it says, and put a knife to thy throat. It's supposed to be that serious. Because that's what it is. It's basically the Lord putting a knife to your throat. And if you move, it's a wrap. If you better not. Revelation 13-16. I dare you. You know, it's like a knife to the throat. Or if you go to the store and you see it says good meat, and you're like, The Lord like, hey, dummy, you're killing yourself. So put a knife to that throat, basically saying restrain yourself from what they're offering. You know, going forward. You know, as we move into the future, put a knife to that throat if thou be a man given to appetite. And that goes into the food, that goes into the VR system that they got. What do you call that shit? Meta world. You know, the LGBTQZ, ABCD, all these agendas. Democrat, Republican. You know, so it says, be not desirous of his dainties. So we don't desire Esau's trickery, their food, their control, their systems that they're pushing. We don't desire none of that. We desire a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. That's what we desire. All right, be not desirous of his dainties, man. You know, they'll take shit and polish it up and put frosting on it and call it chocolate. The Lord said, don't trust Esau, man. For they are deceitful meat. It's deceitful meat. You know, the foods that they're pushing, the meat that they're trying to sell, it's all deceitful. Coming from the deceiver. Deceiver in Spanish is diablos. Another word for that is the devil. So it's devilish meat that they're selling. You know? So that's why the Lord said that, man. And even their whole system, their ESG system, their credit, social credit score, their CBDC, their Fed now, all of that is deceitful meats. You know, their agenda, their philosophy, that's a spiritual deceitful meat. All right, and this food that they're pushing, especially Bill hates, is all deceitful meat. There's nothing good about it. Okay. So let me get this. It says, labor not to be rich, so don't sell your soul for riches. Cease from thine own wisdom, man, in this world. So 2/3 got to break away and cease from the things they were taught. You know, cease from thy own wisdom, the worldly wisdom, and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua in the scriptures. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven. People that sold their soul for the dollar, they say, almighty dollar. You know, backstabbers and stab people in the back, killed each other. Women are sold out. A lot of wicked women. A lot of our parents and aunts and uncles, they became deacons and pastors and at these churches, and everybody seeking power positions as we saw growing up. Places in the government, selling their ass for high-ranking positions and jobs to be around famous people. You know, and they're talking about taking everything away from people and giving you a controlled digital currency ruled by AI, policed by AI, to where they sniff out anybody that has a low social credit score and control what you can buy and control where you can go or how you get there. They might tell you you can't buy any gas, you got to catch the bus. All right, so this money is about to fly away. Russia just pushed, the BRICS system is pushing their own currency starting next month, their own world currency. And people are like, no, it ain't gonna happen. The dollar gonna remain the world currency. It says, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, man. The Lord said we're gonna eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. You know, and that goes into the knowledge as well. That's the bread also. So, neither desire thou his dainty meats, man. When they come up with these forever foods, you know, if you can, try to eat steel cut oats, all right, or wheat bread with grains in it. Even that, we got to be careful. You know, other than that, you try to pray over your food, man, and choose the right foods to eat. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats, man. So whatever they pushing, don't desire it. They might trick you and put it in your food, but don't desire it, you know. Because that desire could lead to death, destruction, wickedness, sin, and also generational curses, meaning the fallen children, where they pick up that demonic mindset like they taught us growing up. Yeah, man, you know, diabetes is passed down through the blood, the generation. No, it ain't. It's passed down through bad habits. That's just it. So, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. So, you know, don't trust him. Evil-minded. Bill hates is evil, man. He's bad. His thoughts are bad. Neither desire thou his dainty meats, man. You know, shit with doo-doo that's polished and made to look pretty with frosting on it and the damn cherry on top. Cut it the right way, people gonna think it's a cupcake. For as he thinketh in his heart, all right, they think it's a damn brownie. For as he thinketh in his heart, see, so is he. Eat, drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee. Think about it. Look what they've done during the lockdowns, man. All right, say no more. The old norm is gone. He was laughing at people while they was dying, and now they want to control the food industry, which they're doing. His heart, his mind is not with the people. His mind is not with the Israelites, especially the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. His mind is with the globalists. His mind is with himself. His mind is with the spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side. And they want more power. They want more control. The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and shalt lose thy sweet words, man. All the good shit they saying about this dude and about these people that's running these corporations, these Edomites and these devils. Yeah, man, Bill Gates is cool. Joe Biden is cool. This person, they all right, man. They all right. Well, they're going to lose those words. They're going to make you eat those words. They're going to lose those words. And they're going to be mad. He's the devil. You was right. It's going to be too late. Now look at them. Look at the people that went along during the lockdowns. You know? And they went along with it. And now look at the results. Small micro fractures in the heart causing heart attacks all over the world. Cancers. Black blood. Hemorrhaging blood coming out of the skin. So people are losing those sweet words, and it's going to happen over and over again as the Lord keeps pulling back the curtain. And the devil keeps pulling the rug from under people's feet. And the people are deceived until their eyes are open. Just like people, a lot of Jakes, 2/3, their eyes are not going to be open till the destruction. When they see it, they shall have terrible fear. And the scriptures say the whole world shall see together. They shall all see together. When the truth is no more hidden. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up, man. It says, the morsel of which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up. It's going to make people sick. And lose thy sweet words, man. All right, so, you know, they say things going to go from sugar to shit, literally. So, yeah, man, it's a quick lesson that was on my spirit dealing with these chemical meats or forever meats or synthetic meats that these corporations are pushing. I think it's 4 major meat companies that control everything. Cargill, I forget the other 3. I think General Mills is one of them, if I'm not mistaken. And Bill Gates is running these corporations, man. Monopolized off, and they call it oligopoly. All right. Or oligopoly, some shit like that, like monopoly. Damn oligarchs. All right, so yeah, man, that's why scripture said, be wise, be circumspect. For the devil, because the devil as a roaring lion roameth about, seeking whom he may devour.
You might want to check the label the next time you buy chicken at your grocery store, because it might have come from a lab backed by Bill Gates.